everyone. Welcome, Uncle, to our Region 5 Sai family. It's an honor, basically, to have you here. Thank you all for coming. I don't have the age or the experience to talk about Uncle. So, Swami actually once said actually, he's Maruti. And may I request Maruti to actually come and share some of his experiences with Sri Rama himself. Yes, sir.
Sai Ram. Good. Gopal Radhe Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopal Gopal Radhe Krishna Gopal Radhe Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopal With pranams at the lotus feet of our most beloved Bhagavan, dear brothers and sisters, children. I'm extremely happy to be here this evening amongst you. The program is not tight. I could go around and see certain places and really started enjoying UK this time. Unlike the past two visits, it's completely packed with visits and talks. But this time some sightseeing is also there. And I'm quite happy about it. Perhaps Swami must have thought that this fellow needs some sightseeing too. Well, my friends, I have come here to assure you of the divine presence of Bhagavan. I know those of you who met Bhagavan, those of you experienced Bhagavan, those of you who made repeated visits to Prashantanalayam, the abode of peace, naturally you'll be missing him. Those of you who got addicted to certain practices like receiving Pada Namaskar every time, talking to him will be missing much more. In that sense, I have got to tell you that Swami is existential. Existence is Swami. There is no question of Swami being away from us. There is no question of Swami out of Prashantinilayam either. Swami is divine presence. I put to you a question like this. Where is God? The wrong answer is in Tirupati, Benares, church, Mecca, Masjid, Gurudwara. That is wrong answer. Where is God? Here. That is the answer. To be more correct, where is God? Here and now. That's the answer. Here and now. This existential reality is Bhagavan Sri Sat Sai Baba. It's time that we recognize that. A question was put to Swami a few years ago, and he was so kind to have answered that question. Bhagavan, what is the difference between Sakara, formful God, and Nirakara, formless God? What is the difference between the two? Formful God, Sakara, God with a form. Formless God, God without a form, or formless God. He looks deep into the eye of the questioner, the humble self standing in front of you. Pitying his ignorance, Swami gives the answer like this. What is the basis for formless? Form is the basis for formless. What? Form the base for formless? Yes, says Swami. How, Bhagavan? How is it possible? Now Bhagavan gives beautiful example. You see, we are all here. You see me and I see you. This auditorium you see well. All of us are seated. Now, are we here with a form or not? We have a form. Am I here with a form or not? Yes, therefore we see you. So we are all here with a form. We see each other quite well. Now, when you go back home, when you start thinking of me, yes, you feel me there. When you start thinking of this hall, it will there in your mind. When you start thinking of this gathering, all will show up there. Are you really there? No. Is this hall there? No. You're all there? No. But by stretch of imagination, you can have all this hall and everybody else. So formless is based on the form. Baba says, formless has got the form as the foundation as the basis. Without this, you cannot visualize. That's how Swami bridges the formless and the form. Today, he has taken us to a higher level of a formless level. That is really higher level. How do you say that? A flame is different from a furnace. A river is different from an ocean. A spark is different from fire. Form is finite, formless is infinite. Form is definite, formless is indefinite. Form is physical, formless spiritual. Form has a beginning and an end. Formless is beyond the beginning and an end. This is our spiritual journey. We cannot continue in the same class. Swami talks to everybody. How long would you like to be in nursery? Throughout life? After nursery, you should go to higher level, high school and college, university, doctorate, higher levels, don't you? So similarly, when you begin with a form, the higher level is formlessness. Sakara to nirakara. Then, God has certain qualities, rather traits, to be more apt, attributes. God has attributes. God with attributes, saguna. Saguna with attributes. Daya Sagara, Karuna Sagara, Dayanidhe. These are all his qualities. Bhaktavatsala, Dinanadha, Dinanadha, Sainada, Devakitanaya, Dayanidhe. You are Dayanidhi and you are Krupanidhi. These are all the attributes. You are the treasure of grace. You are treasure, mine of compassion. These are the attributes of God. Saguna. Travel from Saguna to Nirguna. Attributelessness. God without attributes. What? God has no attributes? Yes, he has no attributes. How do you say that? Swami gives an example. My friends, I don't have to inform you on and off, time and again, that all those examples, illustrations are from Sai literature. I am not yet capable of talking like this, left as Anil Kumar to himself. These are all from Sai literature. God has no attributes. How do you say that? Example. Here is a screen, white screen. There is a projector. The projector projects films on the screen. Some of the films show cyclone, earthquake. Some of the films may show fire havoc. A film may show cyclone, but screen has not been torn. A film may show fire havoc. It is not burnt even an inch. So films are many, of different scenario, of different contexts, of different effects, but screen is same. When the heroine cries in a film projected on the screen, you don't find even a drop of water on the screen. She goes on crying until the whole auditorium starts crying. But screen is comfortable. When there's dance on the stage, beautiful steps and all that, we go on nodding our heads and also move our feet to the rhythm and the beat. but the screen is straight and simple. So, the films are different. Scenes are different. Situations are different. But the screen on which projected, one and the same throughout. Alright, okay, so what? So what? Remove the screen and go to cinema hall. What for? Unless there is a screen, there cannot be films. The projection is possible only when there is a screen. So the projected films are with gunas. Supposing there is a fight. Yes, children like to go to films where there is a lot of fighting. Because they can't fight at home. Parents will not allow them to fight. Let me see some others fight. Entertainment at others' cost. So fighting. Veera rasa. And some go on a melancholic face, castor oil face, go on crying meaninglessly. As Baba says, the film stars are paid to cry. If you don't pay, they don't cry. And it's an expensive crying, you see. Whereas you and I pay money and cry. They receive money and cry. We pay money, cry. Both of them cry in chorus. So, Karuna Rasa, Shoka Rasa, that particular mood of misery, that particular mood of compassion, that particular mood of kindness, that particular mood of joyful nature, they're all scenes projected on the screen, right? For us to enjoy. Unless there is a screen, they cannot be projected. And if the screen goes on responding, it should be wet when the heroine cries. It should be torn when there is fighting scene. It's not like that. Screen is a witness. Oh screen, how do you enjoy dance? I do not know. How do you enjoy the laughter, the fun and frolic? Okay? Meaning, screen is eternal witness. Upadrashtanumantacha bharta bhokta maheshwara, says Bhagavad Gita. Upadrashta, I am the eternal witness. Screen is a witness. Screen is not a participant. Am I clear? Whereas the projections, the films, they are participant. Participant has attributes. Screen, the witness, beyond the attributes. The attributeless screen is the witness on these scenes with attributes are projected. That is film or cinema industry, Hollywood, Bollywood, Tollywood, Jollywood, some wood, whatever. That is the melody of life. So the attributeless is the basis for all the attributes. The formless is the basis for form. And the form is the basis for formless. Attributes are the basis for attributeless. They are interchangeable. Ice is the water. Water is the ice. No, sir, ice is different from water. Wait for some time. Water is separate from ice, put it in fridge. That's all. Then similarly, there are some people that say attributelessness, nirakara, nirguna, is superior level of spirituality. They are inferior fellows who think like that. Saguna, attributes, sakara, with a form that's inferior. They are also fool number one. Sakara and nirakara are the two obverse and the reverse of the same coin. Because one cannot exist without the other. One is inseparable from the other. That is quintessence of our Sanatana Dharma, the ancient philosophy. And I'm sure that all of you would agree me if I say That's what Baba says. Yuga dharma paddhatul vikalitamai భాష్యార్థ గుప్తముల్ పలుకు కొర్రకు భాష్యార్థ గుప్తముల్ పలుకు కొర్రకు. Because of the effects of the modern age, people are full of confusion, confounded. They do not know where they are. As people are in dilemma, not able to know the truth, God comes down in a human form. God comes down in a human form. Why? Descent of God is for the ascent of man. Is it necessary? Why not? For the child to stand, mother should help her. Mother cannot say, I'm 40-year-old, after all, you are 2 years, nothing to you. Walk or sit down. Impossible. You may be senior, you may be wearing costly saree, yet you have to lift the child, that's all. There is no other way. So, mother bends to pick up the child. Why not man on the street? No. Mother loves to pick up the child. Why? Out of love. God comes down in human form out of love. For whom? For the child, the humanity. Out of compassion, love, concern for the humanity, God comes down in a human form. That is the spirit of Sanatana Dharma, the ancient Dharma of the scriptural version. That's what it is. Such a Sai Baba is an avatar. How do you say he's an avatar? He is. Why? Why? Because in him we have all the attributes of an avatar. I would rather simplify, without going into the details, without using Sanskrit jargon, which would be merely a vain display of my scholarship. That is not expected of me, nor necessary. I would like to simplify and communicate. We say God knows everything. Yes. He is everywhere. He is capable of doing anything. Omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. That's what we say. I say, do you know? I do not. Then why do you speak like that? Scripture says, oh, sit down. And I, do you know? Yes. How do you know? I heard some pandit in a temple telling, oh, sit down. We have not experienced the spiritual knowledge. We have not experienced the spiritual declarations. All the features of avatar have not come to our experience. They were all hypothetical, imaginary, and some people call it a fiction. Why? Because they have not experienced. But all the scriptural dictates, all the scriptural declarations are actually experienced today because of Bhagavan Sri Sat Sai Baba. Bhagavan Sri Sat Sai Baba will make everybody experience every feature of an avatar, every feature of an avatar. He knows what all that is happening. There are many situations. After giving a talk like that, when we go back, Swami will start telling us what all we have spoken here. And he corrects. You should not have said that. You should not have mentioned that. These points are good. How does he know? When I speak here, how does he know from there? It is omniscience, omnipresence, the ever-presence of a living God. It is no longer prosaic. It is no longer poetic. It is an experiential knowledge. As I find here, many inquisitive faces, quite inquisitive to know the spiritual facts. I am tempted to go deeper into spiritual depth of this subject. There are two words. One is jnana. The other one is vijnana. Jnana is knowledge. Vijnana is wisdom. MSc, you have got knowledge. PhD, extra knowledge. But in wisdom, vijnana, you may be zero. A fellow may be very high, rich in wisdom, may not have knowledge. So knowledge and wisdom may not necessarily go together. That is very clear. Why? Shabari. Shabari is a character in Ramayana. She doesn't know how to put even thumb impression, leave alone MA, BA and all that. Thumb impression doesn't know. A rustic lady, hailing from a forest, doesn't neatly dressed either. With the hair that is not properly combed. Oil never applied. She goes on collecting the leftover fruits they're eating. But she's number one devotee. Number one devotee. More than rishis, saints of Treta Yuga, of Rama times. Why? Shabari has wisdom. Rishis have knowledge. That is the difference. There is another boatman, Guha. His name is Guha in Ramayana. That fellow does not know anything at all. He doesn't know how to speak properly also. He doesn't know. Because when Rama was about to step into the boat, he said, Rama, be careful. Because wherever you step, it may get transformed into a woman. I heard that you stepped on a stone and she became a woman. And if my boat becomes a woman, how am I to live from tomorrow? Please be careful, bless me, so that my boat won't become a woman. That is how he speaks. But he is a devotee number one. Why? He is endowed with wisdom. While others, scholarship, knowledge. And then if we come to Krishna, there are many sages, saints, men of penance, Uddhava. Wow. Oh, PhD, DSc, whatnot. Top fellow. And Swami calls Uddhava in Bhagavata. Uddhava, you go and speak to those ladies who are crying for me. Who are those ladies? Gopis, cow-herd girls, unlettered girls. Foolish number one. Why are they foolish? They live by selling milk and curd. They carry curd on their head. Instead of saying curd, they go on saying Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Are you selling Krishna or what? While going to the market with milk pot above, instead of saying milk, they say Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. So they are foolish number one. And when Krishna left them, they were all crying because of separation. Now Uddhava, scholarly man of knowledge, yes. Krishna calls him, you are a scholar, Uddhava. Talk to those girls, they are crying. So Uddhava went there because Krishna sent me. I am not ordinary man. Chosen by Krishna as an ambassador, IFS, Indian Foreign Service. So he goes there. And then he calls all the cowherd, come on, those who are crying, please assemble. I got a message from Krishna. They all came there. And then he started giving his speech. They said, sir, we have got so much of work to do. Thank you, let us go. No, sit down. Krishna sent me. He has given me a written message, you understand that? You may not hear my lecture. At least read the letter. Here is a message written by Krishna. He gave it to one Gopika. Swami, why did you give this letter? I am unlettered, uneducated. It is useless to give me this letter. And then he gave it to another Gopika, another girl there. Read it. Swami, I am not able to hold that letter because the fire, Virahagni, that Agni, the fire, because of separation, my body is boiling. And once I touch this paper, it may get burnt, Swami. Why did you give me? Then he gave the letter to some other girl. Come and read it. Swami, I am not able to read. Why? Don't you have glasses? Don't you have some ophthalmic surgery here? No, Swami, I cannot read. Why? I am crying. Because the tears rolling, I cannot read the letters. He made every Gopika. Finally, few Gopikas got up. Sir, we have only one question. Tell us when Krishna is coming, or else keep the message in your pocket. Thank you. Then Uddhava understood the whole thing. He understood all the knowledge that he has and the pride of carrying the message all along. That authenticity, that respectability, that knowledgeability are in vain in front of those gopis. And then he comes back to Krishna. Krishna says, did you lecture there? Swami, it is an utter flop, nobody heard. Did you read my message? They refused to hear my message, Swami. They refused? Are they that arrogant? No, Swami, they were crying. Why should they cry? They have put me one question, Swami. When you would return back to them? Swami said, that is devotion. That is devotion. That is wisdom. Quoting the scriptures, Veda, Sanskrit, knowledge. Knowledge is allergy. Whereas wisdom is experiential knowledge. Knowledge that comes to experience is wisdom. Therefore, one needs to be wise, born out of wisdom, or he will be otherwise. If you are not wise, you will be otherwise. Therefore, my friends, let that wisdom tell us, that experiential knowledge will tell you. Has Baba left you? No. Where is he? The wisdom will tell you, now, here. That is the thing. There in California, an elderly lady was left all alone at home because the son and the daughter-in-law had gone to work. And this lady, elderly lady, on a wheelchair, she was at home all alone. Somehow she had to go to the restroom. Pulling the chair, she went. In the process, she fell down. She was crying, nobody to help her. California. Suddenly Baba appears there, Satya Sai Baba. He helps her with his hand, makes her sit on the wheelchair, brings her back to her bed. That is Satya Sai Baba present everywhere. It is not a scriptural knowledge. It is not a quotation. It is not a hearsay. It is a direct experience. It is not of the past. Because many modern people with a little computer knowledge, they may say, where is God? Where is it? There is no God. Then computer is your God, okay? Because you spend all the time in front of a computer. Sarvada sarvakaleshu computer chintana. Sarvada sarvatra sarvakaleshu Sarvada, all the time. Sarvatra, everywhere. Sarva Kaleshu, beyond time, all the time. Computer Chintana, sit in front of you, right from 3-year baby. You know Baba's comment on these computers? Are boys, how many computer boys are here? MTech students, PhD students. Very good, computer boys. And what does computer say? What is computer? Swami, anything that is wanted, will come to know from computer. Yeah. Medicine, engineering, art, writers, books, anything will come to know from computer. Then Atlana, is that so? Are boy, you go and stand in front of the computer and put this question, where is my wife? You get the answer? But you said computer will answer everything. You're not telling where your wife is. So computer tells you what is already fed into that. Not that which is not fed into that. Who is the man who feeds all this information into the computer? Composer. Now Baba says, composer is God, computer is nature. Computer is nature, composer is God. Man has forgotten composer, running after the computer. Therefore, computer virus. Composer has no virus, computer has virus. What is it? Sometimes get jammed. Therefore, my friends, some people of science may say, where is God? But they have no sense. Sense and science are different. Swami, what is science? What is spirituality? What is science? What is spirituality? You want to know that? Yes, Swami, what is it? Hey, be careful. Now Swami says, that which is below the senses is science. That which is above the sciences is spirituality. That which is beyond the science is spirituality, beyond the senses. Beyond the senses is spirituality. Under the senses is science. What above sense, below sense, what, Swami? Because we are senseless, we put that question. Then Swami gives reply this way. Below the senses meaning, you can see, you can hear, you can think, you can taste. Cognitive senses are jnanendriyas. The ear, nose, eye, skin. Through these sense organs, through these cognitive senses, we cognize, we perceive the perceptual knowledge of the external world. Am I clear? When there are no senses, eye is not functioning. Dhritarashtra. Both the eyes are non-functional. Cataract to sugar complaint to, so he cannot see. Finish. So if you go on telling, Appa, world is beautiful, you say, shut up, I can't see. Why do you say? And there are some people who are deaf. What a melodious music is. So to hear or to see or the taste or to touch, senses are necessary. And through these senses, we get the knowledge. That sensual knowledge or knowledge of perception or perceptive knowledge is after all superficial. Science, that's all. Whereas spirituality cannot be seen, heard, touched or smelled. Impossible. You cannot say, I have the smell of such Sai Baba. Then we'll say, please consult ENT surgeon, ear, nose, throat. You check it. If anyone says, I touched God, all right, please touch yourself. Please don't touch me at least. You cannot touch, you cannot see, because divine is beyond senses. That is spirituality. That which is within the range of perception, perceptibility, knowledgeability, extra word, external, outward, physical, ephemeral, transient word, that is the science. That which is beyond the senses, transcendental, non-dual, spiritual, eternal, immortal, nectarine, blemishless, spotless witness is spirituality. That's how Baba explains difference between science and spirituality. And finally he would also say, "Arey boy, how is the letter C?" Swami, I see. Oh. How is the letter O? I see. So C starts at one point, at another point. There is a bridge gap there. You and I also can go into that. Meaning, letter C is incomplete. That incomplete letter C symbolizes science. Whereas O, full, Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate. That is full, this is full. Full minus full is all full. People don't understand, all fool. So it is fullness only. Therefore, O is full. That fullness is spirituality. This incompleteness is science. Tell me, friends, who can explain like that? Difference between science and spirituality. Only Avatar Bhagavan Sri Sat Sai Baba can say that. Only such, nobody else. Because I have gone through many books, I read many books on science and spirituality. In the process of reading, I fall asleep. While trying to read 2 pages, I feel extremely disgusted and vexed with all those words that we don't understand, with all those quotations that don't mean anything to us. In this context, my friends, I tell you, how to identify Avatar. Are you Avatar? Are you Avatar? Am I Avatar? Is he Avatar? How do you identify him? Something like hall ticket at the time of examination, or your ID. ID, yes. What is ID of an Avatar? First point. It is not my imagination again. Howard Murphy, the writer of many volumes, and his first book being Man of Miracles, the largest circulated book that opened the gates for all the Westerners to get into the mansion of Bhagavan Sri Sat Sai Baba. All of them became devotees because of Man of Miracles. So wonderful, written by Howard Murphy. In the last chapter, he writes this. The first sign of an avatar is to put toughest things, most complicated things in the simplest way possible. Whereas you and I make simple things complicated. That's why people will never approach us. All people go to him. Complicated things are made simple. Why nobody comes to you? Simple things made complicated. That's first sign of avatar. The second quality of avatar is ability to confer grace. Grace? We are graceless. How do we know what grace is? What is grace? Grace is this. I'm so happy. Bhagwan is so kind to me. He has given wonderful audience here. I see your eyeballs constant focused on me. Because not only these inanimate, the animate also, thank God. Grace means what? Supposing by an accident of karma, what is karma? Karma is the consequence of the past life, actions of the past life. Karma also is an action. Karma has got so many meanings. That apart. One meaning I say is, karma is the result or consequence of the action of the previous life. That's the reason why some are born blind, some are born deaf, some are handicapped, disabled. Why? Karma. Someone is born in a rich family. Son of a Bill Gates is Bill Gates. Son of a gate man is a gate man. Gate man is not Bill Gates. That Bill Gates is different. Therefore, why is he born there? That's it. Karma. Why is he like this? Karma. A result of a past life. By Baba's grace, please follow me. By Baba's grace, what will happen? The period of suffering, that karmic effect, the period of agony, the period of misery, the period of torture would be reduced. If I am to suffer for 10 years, 5 years, will give concession. Reduce it. What? Why can't you cancel the whole thing? Why 50%? Then Swami says, you have done all dirty things in the past life and you are passing through the results. And how can I? The results are of your action. Action, reaction. Life centers around 3 R's. Reaction, reflection, resound. These are all Baba's words, my friends. Reaction, reflection, resound, that is life. The karma is nothing but reaction of that action. So when you did action, how can I make you free from reaction? You put your hand in the fire. Swami, it should not get burnt. Let it be touching the eyes. I see. Impossible. Every action, there will be reaction. So what Baba does is, to cure all the burns there, by keeping your hand in the fire burns, you ought to suffer for 5 weeks or so. But he reduced to 2 weeks. Oh, I see. That is grace. That is grace. The ability to cut short the period of agony, the period of suffering, the period of misery. Oh, Swami, is that so? But I don't know what technique you have. If you let me know that technique, I will also do it. Why not? Why not? Then Baba tells, Are you know the technique, why do you ask me? Swami, I know. Yes, you know. Baba gives this example. Supposing you have to pay 1 lakh income tax. How many zeros are there for 1 lakh? Amma, good. You'll be lakh here, no problem. So 1 lakh income tax you have to, because you earn so much of money. But we don't want to pay the tax. We want income, but we want to avoid income tax. That's natural anywhere, in any country. Fellow without income, there is no problem. He need not pay tax. He is a tax on the government itself. So what is to be done now? What do? You pay more money towards insurance. Tax exemption is legal. Yes. You can show all your expenses, all your books, and the drivers and the servants you have, get exemption. Similarly, tax exemption like that, attend bhajans, 20% karma is reduced. Attend study circles, 10% exemption. Attend service activities, 30% exemption. That is tax exemption. That is what is called grace. Our Baba confers grace to reduce a period of suffering. Oh, Swami, now I understand. But, what is that what? Then Swami gives another example. What is it? There is a fellow who successfully murdered 10 fellows only. Now he is behind the gallows for lifetime imprisonment. There is no question of coming out of it. But some of our Sevadar went there, read some Satyam Sivam Sundaram Swami's life, told them, sing Baba's glory, you'll be all right. That fellow believed it. Then he started reading Swami's books, reading bhajans, and thinking of singing all the glory. Swami, you are responsible for all this, please save me. He was crying like that. Then what happens? On the Independence Day, some prisoners are released. Silver Jubilee celebrations of independence. Golden Jubilee celebrates independence. 100th birthday of Bhagavan Buddha. Something like that. So some prisoners are released. He is the first fellow to be released. Lifetime imprisonment shortened. That is the grace. That is the grace Baba confers. So, the first thing is to simplify most complicated things. The second, divine grace that would shorten. Okay, Swami, you may shorten, but how about the pain? I should suffer for 1 month. Because of your grace, it has come down to 15 days. But 15 days of pain. What am I to do? Don't worry. Medical people also are here. When there's pain in the body, when chloroform is given, some pethidrin is given, you will not know the pain at all. Chloroform, anesthesia. But there is pain, but you do not know. Why? Mind and body are disconnected. 2 wires are separated, no lights, thank you. In a similar way, the mind and the body pain are disconnected by anesthesia or chloroform. Though there is pain, you will not know the pain. That's what Sai Bhajan does. Sai Bhajans will make you not to suffer the pain. He'll make you give the anesthesia of Bhajana bina sukha shanti nahi. By that Sai Bhajans, he gives you relief. That's what Swami tells. And then, first, I said, second, the third point. What is it that avatar gives you? How do you know Swami? How do you know that Swami is an avatar? What is it? You feel that you are not there. I feel I am not there. I don't understand. People go to Prashantalayam with the letters to give to Swami. What do they write in the letters? Arthritis is Swami. Spondylitis is Swami. Conjunctivitis is there. Bronchitis, the itis, that's it. And Swami, when do you get my great-granddaughter married? This fellow is alive, but he is bothered about great-grand. So these are the only things they want. And then, when Swami passes by your side, you forget to give the letter. You come home and you get it from the housewife. As poor lady, she is doing the whole household work and sends you there to give this letter, you forget it. And then you will have to pay heavy penalty of tax at home. Why are you clapping? This happened in the life of everybody here. More on this side, we are guilty, we are sorry. We are not clapping, you are clapping because you are the victims. Why do you forget to give the letter to Swami? Why? And he gives you interview. You have got so many things to say. When should I construct my house? When do I get 50% profit in my business? When is my son going to get visa? The fellow has no misal, mustache also. But he wants visa. He wants to ask so many questions. But Swami will make you sit there. Then he speaks about Ramayana. He speaks of Gopika Bhakti, Radha Bhakti. And he comes out, oh, yo, let us questions, I forgot. What happened? Please understand this, my friends. Not that you are unaware, not that you are unconscious, not that you are indifferent, not that you are unwilling. What happens there? Your mind is not with you. The mind is deposited there. Most of you might have gone to Tirupati. In Tirupati there is a hundi where you deposit money or jewels. When once you put your jewels, irrecoverable, finish. I want it. No, you should go into that, that's all. You can't get into that. So, the mind is put there. You cannot get it. When you come out of the interview room, it will haunt you, chase you, until you go back home and get it. This is the problem. When once you see Swami, the mind is lost. The mind starts vanishing. The mind starts disappearing. You are thoughtless. Amanaska. Amanaska, the withdrawal of the thought. Manolaya, mind merging in Baba. Manonashana, the annihilation of the mind. Annihilation of the mind. The withdrawal of the mind. All happens in front of Swami. Therefore we forget. So the sign of avatar is this, when you forget your thought. Where the thought process ends, certainly that person is an avatar. Next point. A person in whose presence you have supreme bliss and peace. Supreme, not lower. Bliss is different from happiness. When you have a hot cup of coffee, you can't say bliss, bliss, cha, cha, cha. You are happy about it. Bliss is separate from happiness. Happiness is dual, bliss is non-dual. Happiness comes and goes, bliss is eternal. Happiness you get, bliss you are born with. Happiness you struggle, you strive to be happy. Bliss, happiness is physical, bliss is divine. When you have that bliss, non-dual experience, he is an avatar. How do you know that you are blissful? How do you know? So they say, you have got good bliss. Good bliss cannot be seen. How do you say? What is bliss? Bliss is the state which is not given to expression. You have gone to Swami and he gave you interview, spoke to him, come out. How is Swami? Very nice. How nice is? What did you enjoy there? Appa. What is Appa? Tell me. You cannot explain the inexplicable, ununderstandable, mysterious, peculiar, incomprehensible, beyond the speech and thought is that blissful state. Only in avatar presence we experience. Only in the nowhere else. Like any one of you here, once rice pudding, what do you call payasam? How many of you know payasam? This temple must be distributing payasam as prasadam, I think. It's a Vaishnava temple, right? So you must have tasted that payasam. We don't miss Vaishnava temple because of prasadam. So once that payasam, nice pudding, was served to everybody, I said, Swami, బ్రహ్మానందంగా ఉంది స్వామి, బ్రహ్మాండంగా ఉంది స్వామి అన్నాను. ఒరే నీకు పాయసమే బ్రహ్మానందంగా ఉంటే ఇంకా బ్రహ్మ ఎట్లుంటాడు అన్నాడు. ఈ పాయసం గివ్స్ యూ బ్రహ్మానంద, హౌ అబౌట్ బ్రహ్మ? ఈ పాయసం ఇస్ బ్రహ్మ టు యూ? ఏం రా మాట్లాడదు, ఏదో స్వామి మాకు వీఆర్ యూస్ టు దట్ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్. కాదు ఎలా ఉంది బ్రహ్మాండం? అరే బ్రహ్మాండ ఇస్ వాస్ట్. Coffee is in a cup. How can this be Brahmanda? This Pindanda, that's Anda. Therefore, bliss is expressible. Bliss is an experience, but not an expression. That happens in the divine presence of Swami. Peace abiding. People with so many troubles, they go there. You just watch them at Ganesh Gate. You watch people who are called for an interview. Fellows had loads of sufferings, problems, desires. They've got so many things. That's why airline is better. Carry only one piece, 21 kg. But there is no weight limit to Sai interview room. Any number of kilos carry. So, less luggage, more comfort is only a slogan. Most luggage, no comfort is reality. So we go there. I watch these faces. At the end of the interview, as they come out, you watch their face. 1,000 candle bulb. And what happened to you? And they don't say what happened to them. While going, tearful. While coming out, joyful. But they are full in both contexts. Tears of sorrow, tears of joy. Kanneeru teppinchu, kanneeru tappinchu, pichula pattinchu, pichini pogottu, Chinmayamurti Satya Sai. He will make you cry. And when you cry, he will wipe out your tears. So why should you make me cry and wipe out tears? You are crying for the world. Therefore I should wipe out your tears. When you cry for me, I am happy. Arjuna cried for Krishna. That's Arjuna Vishada Yoga. First chapter in Bhagavad Gita. One should cry for God. Therefore, Pichula Pattinchu Pichini Pogottu. We are mad after the world. He will make you mad after him. Chinmaya Murti Satya Sai is awareness. So how do you identify avatar? By virtue of the joy and the bliss you experience. And the karma that you do not, that period being cut short. Like this, I can go on. But I have in my front seated the zonal chair, Mr. Kailas, who has already indicated that I should slowly slow down the engine as the platform is near and near and it's time for the aircraft to land. But this aircraft is used to fly continuously non-stop. But the passengers have to get down and get in. For the sake of the passengers, I am forced to have this land crash, shall I say that? So suddenly I drop it. But anyway, I am so happy, my friends. I have got lots of things to share with you. I don't know how this topic has come up. I am sure that you must have enjoyed the talk. It must have clarified certain doubts too. Now sing. Kamala Vallabha Sai Shamam Paki Kalyana Krishna Govinda. Kamala Vallabha Kamala Vallabha Sai Shamam Paki Kalyana Krishna Govinda. Kamala Vallabha that voice of UK? It's not okay to me. Louder! Bhakta Vatsala Sai Java Pahi Kalyana Krishna Govinda. सद्गुरु साईनाथ बाबा महाराज को